Hey everyone, it's Joe. Welcome back to the channel. Today I have my favorite video that I film every single year. This is the 2020 Traveler's Notebook Diary lineup for the 2020 year. And as you can see, I purchased all my goodies from Paper Ya, which is my favorite stationery store here in Vancouver. They were kind enough to reserve these goodies and put these notebooks on hold for me because unfortunately last year I was too slow and I missed out on some of the amazing dated inserts and whatnot. So first up, I have this limited edition rubber band set. This is used to connect notebooks in your Traveler's Notebook, and Traveler's Company released a limited edition colorway for the 2020 diary lineup, and these aren't for sale. They're just thrown in with some of the goodies that you purchase, and I think they only are being supplied to certain retailers. So go find a local retailer that will throw these in with your purchase because it's amazing, and it's nice to just have like some more elastic bands to connect your different notebooks into your journal. Next up, I have my 2020 diary monthly calendar for my passport size Midori, and as you can see, it's in the classic orange color. All of the monthly calendars come in that orange color, and I believe I bought that for $12.95. Next up, I have this pencil board for the passport size Traveler's Notebook, and this was about $6.50 Canadian. And as you all know, I've been hunting down the 2019 version of this, and I thankfully have gotten my hands on it thanks to my friend Kay, who sent it over. And this is one of the new items that Traveler's Company released. This is the Traveler's Notebook clear folder, and this is not actually explicitly meant to go in your Traveler's Notebook, but I found a few hacks online that show how to do it, so I'll talk about that later. But this is cool because you can keep smaller bits of paper, and it's kind of like a mini folder that you would get at Daiso, or like a document holder that you would use on a regular day basis, but this is tiny and it has a cool design on it. Next up, we have the Traveler's Company pencil board in the regular size, and as you can see, it has a classic travel motif for this year, and it has some encouraging and fun phrases that are related to travel. This was also $7.50 Canadian, which is not a bad deal, and I'm glad I have this because, as you all know, this year I also had trouble finding this as well. So I actually purchased my 2019 pencil board in Ottawa, I think, which is quite random. Next up, we have the regular size clear folder. So this is similar to the other clear folder that I showed you, but this fits the Traveler's Notebook regular size, and this was $7.95. And this also has a cool travel motif, and it's in this awesome green color. I also like that it has a guitar, and I don't know, I really like this color story of olive green, orange, and kind of like this robin. Is this robin's like blue? I have no idea, but I really like this blue shade. And yeah, cool design, lots of gold leafing, which is so extra, but I love it. And then I have the actual important stuff. This is the 2020 diary monthly calendar, and this is what I will be personally using in my Traveler's Notebook regular size. This is so helpful because I carry my Traveler's Notebook with me in my bag every single day along with my bullet journal. I know it might seem a little overboard, but I just need to have a monthly calendar with me at all times. And this was, I believe this was about this was 15 something. Let me double check. It was $15.95. And then lastly, we have the 2020 diary weekly vertical insert pack. So this has 2 notebooks, and these are good for the whole calendar year. And as you can see, there's 2 notebooks, and this was a little bit pricier. This was, I believe, $35.95 Canadian. And I did not purchase this for myself. This is for my sister, and she will be using a weekly vertical calendar instead of a monthly calendar. This year, I am not using a weekly vertical calendar because I'm using my bullet journal in conjunction with my Traveler's Notebook. Before I unpack the rest of the notebooks, I wanted to show you one last item. This is the Traveler's Company in collaboration with Prada brass ballpoint pen. And as you all know, I purchased a Prada Traveler's Notebook a few months ago, to review and to show on my YouTube channel. Ever since then, I kind of have fallen in love with it. The leather is a little bit smoother than other Travelers Company notebooks, so that's why I really gravitate towards it. And I ended up buying this because, funny enough, my sister, who was featured in that unboxing, ended up really liking the Prada Traveler's Notebook, so she purchased one herself, and I ended up just piggybacking on her order and buying this brass ballpoint pen. To be honest, it's nothing special. It looks exactly like the other brass ballpoint pens. It just has the Prada logo embossed or etched into the brass. But that's all right with me. I just wanted to have the complete, lineup from that collaboration because I don't know. I just really like it. I wanted it to match my notebook. So this is the pen in all its glory. But now let's actually dive into the notebooks and take a closer look at them. So first up, I wanted to gut my Prada Traveler's Notebook and use this as my 2020 monthly calendar Traveler's Notebook. Right now, I've been using it as my journaling Traveler's Notebook, which I have my journal insert, which is volume 15 of my, ongoing daily journal. And then I have a beautiful black leather Traveler's Notebook size zipper pouch, which I purchased at the Time store in Seoul when I was living in South Korea. And then I also have a craft folder. But I wanted to use more things and get more creative with my Traveler's Notebook setup because lately I've been not that excited about my setup, and I think I needed this kind of like journal play to kind of experiment with how I want my notebook to look and function. So I took out the black elastic and put in a green elastic, and I wanted to kind of make the most of this Traveler's Notebook because I do use it on the daily, but I basically only use one insert in it, and it's not fun because I want it to be like a multimodal and like multi-use notebook. But I think it just wasn't working out, and when I was setting up this notebook, I actually struggled quite a bit. As you can see, I'm like kind of lost. I'm opening a whole bunch of inserts and things and trying to make sense of everything, but I don't know, I think I was just a little bit overwhelmed and excited because there's so much new stuff that I didn't really know where to start. I know that I wanted to incorporate the clear plastic folder in some way, and I thought about using my 2020 calendar in conjunction with my journal insert, but then I think it got too bulky and I just didn't like the way it was set up. So I kind of played around with it some more, and I was having trouble with this elastic. Honestly, the whole video is just me struggling with setting up my notebooks. I will also be showing you how I set up my sister's Traveler's Notebook because it's a mess. I'm going to show you a little bit later, but I thought I would show you how I ended up installing the clear plastic folder because it's not technically meant to actually go inside the Traveler's Notebook because there are no elastic bands or any connector bands that allow you to insert it into the Traveler's Notebook. But I watched this tutorial by Patrick Ng on Instagram. If you don't know who he is, I don't know why you don't know him because he's like the Traveler's Notebook, I don't know, like guru. He's been like an OG Traveler's Notebook user. He's the guy who's in charge of the manual factory in the Logon stores in Hong Kong. He's behind a lot of that stuff, and I think he has a good working relationship with the people over at Traveler's Company. But he's the one who posted this tutorial on Instagram, and I'm like, yes, I now need this clear plastic folder. Basically, there's a tiny hole at the edge of the folder, or the corner of the folder on the left-hand side, and that's enough space to string in a piece of string or elastic and create a loop, which you can use kind of as a connector band, just like the rubber bands act when you connect two notebook inserts. So it was a very ingenious way to install this into a Traveler's Notebook. The word install sounds weird. I guess like setup is the keyword, but as you can see, when I had 5 inserts in, it was just too much because the zipper folder is already quite thick, and then my journal insert is already quite thick, and then add one more Traveler's Notebook insert with the 2020 monthly calendar and the folder, it just gets too thick. So I decided to play around with it and carry it in my bag for a few hours, and then I came back and I'm like, nope, it's too big and too heavy. So as you can see, I revisited this and removed all of the items, and now I'm trying a different setup with the green connecting band connecting my monthly calendar and my craft folder, and I'm gonna string that through the main elastic. And then I was really struggling, everyone. So now I decided, what if I use my old 2020 or my old 2019 monthly calendar insert, because I'm still using it, and keep my traveler's notebook in there instead. So my black Prada traveler's notebook only ended up having, I think, 4 inserts in total, and I decided to use the clear plastic folder for a different traveler's notebook. As you can see, this tan traveler's notebook is from this is housing my unfinished summer travel journal from when I was in Toronto and Ottawa and Montreal. And then I thought maybe I'll keep my clear plastic folder in there along with my volume 15 of my journal insert. But then that got too thick, and I also have a leather folder in there too, so it was just getting too thick. So then I decided, what if I string the clear plastic folder behind the zipper folder and then add the 2 inserts in? But that didn't really make a difference. So I went back to the drawing board and decided to remove everything again. And as you can see, I was getting frustrated here. I think I did settle on this. I did. Sorry, I thought I didn't. I think I'm going to revisit it again later. But now I'm going to set up my passport traveler's notebook. This one's a little bit straightforward because I always keep this in my my backpack. So this is quite simple. It has a black leather folder from the Times store in Seoul again, and I swapped out the pencil board for the 2021, and then I'm storing my old pencil boards in the same packaging that the 2021 came in. And I decided that I was gonna put in the monthly calendar, and I decided to actually use the stickers this year because I don't know, I'm one of those people that just hoards the limited edition planner stickers that come with these 2020 calendar sets, but I decided I would use at least 2. And as you can see, so I did remove that folder. So I thought I was content with my other journal insert, but I ended up removing one of the inserts and adding the clear plastic folder to the front. So yeah, I'm sorry if you're kind of like mentally checking out, because I basically documented the chaos that was me trying to figure out how to use all these products in my traveler's notebook inserts and my traveler's notebooks. But as you can see, I think it kind of worked out. For the passport size traveler's notebook, I decided that I am not going to use a craft folder, and I'm going to use the clear plastic folder and use the same method that I did earlier, in which I string an elastic cord. This is from the official repair kit that Travelers Company makes, and then I kind of looped it through that little hole that's at the corner of the clear plastic folder, and then I looped that into the actual insert, so I have this little connector band, which is great because I don't know, the orange really pops and matches the actual color of the insert. And then just for like a temporary fix, I decided to add the 2019 monthly calendar because 2019 is not over yet. We still have a few more months, so I decided to keep that in there too. But ultimately I'll be removing that because I want to keep this as slim as possible, and I kind of want to use it as my my wallet, but I don't know, I'm still thinking about it. But as you can see, I decided that I was going to use the orange cord for the actual loop closure of my traveler's notebook, and I thought about adding a new charm, looking through my little charm box, but I decided that I think I added a leather charm instead. And this is also from the Times store in Seoul, South Korea. I feel like it's my favorite, one of my favorite stores in Korea or even in Asia, because they have so much like customized stuff for Traveler's notebooks, and that's what I love, because although Traveler's company is pretty like on the ball with their products and have been innovating and creating their own leather inserts and whatnot, a lot of cool stuff is being created in Korea specifically, to meet the needs of different Traveler's notebook users. My friend Songjun, in Korea, kind of paved the way for that, and he has this cool embossing machine, and that's why a lot of my Traveler's notebooks have a like personalized monogram on them. And as you can see, I am finally setting up my sister's Traveler's notebook. She has two inserts, kind of sandwiched into each other. So she had this clear, she had this regular size, I think it's just like a blank insert, and then she sandwiched the limited edition blue Prada insert inside of it, which is ridiculous. And then she had this clear plastic folder, which is nice. She keeps a lot of her receipts, and she actually keeps a pen in there, which I tell her is so cringy for me because it kind of distorts the way the notebooks write. Like, it's hard to write on top of all the receipts and whatnot, but I'm not going to judge her. This is her setup. I'm just helping her out. She asked me to help her out, so I did. So I basically just streamlined her her notebook setup, and that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed watching me chaotically set up these notebooks. If you want a more comprehensive look of my 2020 planning and journaling setup, please let me know. I usually make a video at the end of the year, showcasing what I'll be using for 2020. I am very interested in the Jibun Techo or Jibun Techo. No, Techo. I don't know if that's related to the Hobonichi Techo. I don't know anything. I've just been seeing the word Jibun Techo everywhere on Instagram, and I'm like mildly interested. But if you are knowledgeable about whatever that is, let me know, because I need to be educated. I feel like a grandpa in the journaling and planning community, because once I've found something that works for me, I have never strayed away from it. So yeah, please introduce me to new planning notebooks and different planners, because I feel so behind with the times. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and hopefully you get your hands on your own 2020 diary, Traveler's Company notebooks, because they do sell out fast in many online retailers. I know some places are already sold out, and locally, Traveler's Company inserts are still available at Paper Ya, so go check that out if you're in the Vancouver area. But I think that's it. I'll see you all next time. Thank you so much for watching, and bye.